Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Yuumi, and we're going to be facing off against the Aurelion Sol adventure from the regular campaign. What's it called? World Adventures. That's it. We haven't been here a while, but I decided to come back here just because of this quest. Win a 4+ star adventure with Mortality 4 active. Mortality 4 is the Defiance modifier that makes it so... Where is it? Yeah, disable your entire constellation. So we can rely on our constellation, but the power of Yuumi is on the champion itself, not the constellation. So theoretically we won't need the constellation to beat this adventure. The main downside is going to be that we can't really play Yuumi on the first turn like we do usually. But considering the fact that this adventure doesn't even have the deadly modifier, we should be alright. The only thing we have access to is the Hero's Welcome, because that's the only power that doesn't come from our constellation. It might change a little bit how we play the beginning stages of the game, but other than that it should be fine. Gearing up, Explosive Finale, Hunting Hall. Actually, never mind. Right, because we have Royal Nibbles. No, we don't even start with Poros now. Never mind, I was about to say we can play Yuumi on turn 1 anyway, but no, we can't. It's going to be fine. Let's roll all of these. They're all terrible. Adaptation, it won't work on our Yuumi. Disarm, I guess. Kind of unlucky with the powers we got there. And the opponent has 2 lives because of his power. It's going to be a bother. Keep the Quick Will and the Mountain Goat, I guess, since they're 2 drops. He's passing the first turn. Oh right, we don't even get an extra mana. Completely forgot about that. Let's play the Quick Will then. Whip it onto the Yordle Squire. We'll safely kill whatever the opponent plays here. Man, this is a completely different experience. It's been a while since I played an encounter where I didn't start with 2 mana at least. Let's buff up the health on this guy. Ensure that we can trade into that if need be. But it wasn't needed. Well then, let's use the Yuumi there.
Wait, you've been following me?
Finally work on getting through the opponent's units with Yuumi. And working on Yuumi's level up. This turn he should drop down the Swain. Yeah, but we can very safely block it with the Yuumi. Let's play the Crystal Deepex here. Give that to Overwhelm. Really? Does he have a removal for this with 1 mana? Yeah, no. I highly doubt it. Yep. Mountain Goat, or do I just go for an open attack? No, I'll do this. If he can't even target the unit now because of the leveled up Yuumi giving it spell shield. But I have to deal with the fact that he is going to get a extra life. Thanks to the unyielding determination. It's fine. He's chipping away at our health total, but it shouldn't really matter because the amount of health we restore in between encounters is not directly related to our power, or star powers, or constellation. I think, well, mostly. There are some champions that get regeneration from their constellation. Let's drop down another stone stackers, try to use our mana. One's only at 10 health now, so this should be a kill. I also went and chose this adventure because it's the threshold for
Your path ends here.
or it was the first 4-star adventure if I'm not mistaken. So theoretically every single champion should be able to beat this adventure without any powers. Picks, Shark Trainer, concurrent timelines. I guess we'll pick up Picks just because it's cheap enough to play. We can't really afford any large units because of the fact that unfortunately we don't really start with a lot of mana. Light of Demacia. I mean, I really want to pick up this group of units, but Braum is also pretty decent. I'll pick up the Braum. The Elixir of Iron might actually be relevant in such a low power environment. Mighty Poro is okay as a card, and Braum for mana at 2/8 with regeneration and challenger, it's actually pretty good. Let's go for the Jhin, just because I don't think we can compete with the Fiora. Then again, this Fiora would also start with only 1 mana. Maybe we would have been able to take on Fiora. No, 1 drops. For once it might actually be fine to not draw our normal champion on the first turn. Mostly because the format is so low power that the other champion, the support champion, can actually be relevant. Oh, that's lucky. We drew a second elixir of iron for the turn, so the mountain goat doesn't die. Couldn't have asked for a better outcome. And now we get to drop down the Braum. And I'm pretty sure the opponent doesn't have anything that gets rid of Braum here. I could damage the Jhin, but I find it unnecessary. I'm not in a rush to level up the Braum. I can afford to take things slow. Yeah, he kills the mountain goat. It's to be expected. I'll play stone stackers.
I am frightened, but I am ready.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just use the stone stackers empowered by the Yuumi to
Lead the way, Brooke. Wait,
block the Jhin.
following me?
Jhin doesn't kill that because of the tough. And I can do this. You only take 5 damage. Also, now that I think about it, the Yuumi gets discounted by the number of Poros we have on the board. Good thing we picked up the one of the few champions that has actual Poro synergy as well. Well, Poro synergy in the sense that it generates more Poros for us. Yeah, this does give him a Blade's Edge. We're still going to do it. I think this sets up lethal. Yes, it would, but if the opponent stuns all of my units first, then no. Also, yeah, they reworked this deck. Before the Yone didn't have this item, and neither did the Jhin have this item. Did they retroactively make this encounter harder because it was too easy as it was? Probably. I'll kill the Jhin. I can't really... If the opponent doesn't block, I win, but we can't really bet on the opponent not blocking. Sometimes the opponent chooses not to block, but it's not a guarantee. Might as well do this. Secure the victory over 2 turns. Another Jhin. Guess it makes sense he had a backup Jhin in hand. Let's just do another Mighty Poro. Might as well use the ones that I have in my hand.
My next act will be sublime.
If Jhin attacks, I take a bunch of damage. I'm going to do this here, just to make it so... No, Jhin can still attack anyway. It's going to worth, but I kill him next turn. So that's all that matters. We'll just pull the Maker with the Yuumi. There. We're actually taking a bit of damage. I'm getting a bit concerned because of that. Do I need to heal? Probably not. Only Poro is good. We need 1 drops. Now that we only have 1 starting mana. Chamber of Renewal or Spells Chest? Let's go Spells Chest. None of these are that great, let's just move on. Item chest, champion item chest. We probably deal better with the Ash. Then again, Flash Bomb traps. Yeah, let's go for the Caitlyn instead. I reconsidered because our game plan involves going tall, and going tall is not that great against Ash's power to just frostbite our largest unit. This is a nice curve. 1, 2, 3. Also get a Poro here. Let's do that then. And then it actually changes from 1, 2, 3 to 1, 2. And then the third turn can be Mighty Poro. Oh, I was worried for a second the opponent was going to Flash Bomb trap me here. He didn't, but it didn't matter anyway, because he had removal. It's fine, we're still ahead. The opponent chose to use a 2 mana spell to get rid of a 1 drop. That's pretty good for us.
Let's see what her notes say.
He will play something after this second attack.
Know that one.
Or not. I guess he's saving spell mana to play something alongside the Caitlyn.
Miss? Not by a long shot.
Caitlyn is very large. I'll just use the peaks to jump block with the barrier. Oh, he's removing the peaks as barrier. Well, I guess I still do this anyway. How many Flash Bomb traps do I have in deck? 8. Let's do Mountain Goat and Lonely Poro. Just develop a whiteboard.
Don't think I know that one.
How do I close out the game here? I use this. I can buff the assistant librarian twice, and that makes it so she gets out of Caitlyn range. I would like it if the opponent would play something. I'd rather pull something else besides the Caitlyn, but the opponent's very keen on not letting me get the win through that method. I guess I have to do this. Oh, Rainbow Fish is nice. We'll just do this. I guess I was also worried because the opponent had a bunch of mana open, but without mana open I can just do this safely. Even if my unit dies, it doesn't matter because it's the end of the game. The opponent did a whole bunch of nothing this time around. Yeah, he focused on removal, but right there at the end, for example, he just wasted a bunch of removal on a single unit. That was more than dead. Shared spoils. Sure. It doesn't clutter up my deck too much, because it starts in my hand. Spell shield or extra stats. Extra stats might be better. Yuumi will have spell shield by default after we reach the level up. What do I want to cut from my deck? For once, I might not want to cut the stone stackers, since they're actually pretty decent. I'll keep the Minimorph around. Minimorph seems useful, even though I haven't seen it once since the start of the game. I would like to see the spread on the mana value of cards in my deck. Maybe that would help me determine what to cut here. And also just not cut anything at all. I have 700 gold. I can just go for a shop. Yeah, sure. Let's go for the shop. Proper offerings, nah. Explosive interest. It might actually be relevant. The adventures currently, or this adventure doesn't really have opponents with a lot of health, so the chip damage from that power might be decent. Just need to summon 25 units and then we'll kill the opponent, for example. This is a fine keep, I guess. We'll keep the Elixir of Iron as a combat trick, and then we do Pix into Mountain Goat. Or we'll use the Yardle Squire instead first. Start working on that Faces of the Old Ones with the Pix. Never mind, the opponent's frostbiting that unit. I can still kill this thing though. The Faces of the Old Ones are proccing, so the opponent is hitting a... No, they aren't. The opponent's not hitting a 8+ cost unit. This is actually a very good roll. We got a power off of the potion, so we get to play Yuumi alongside another potion. This turn is definitely playing the Sejuani on the Pautiporo, so let's take advantage of that and kill one of the opponent's units first. And we can do share the spoils. Let's do a lonely Poro. Affectionate Poro. And then I'm doing this. Actually, no. I don't know if the opponent has any sort of buffs for these things, so just in case I'm going to get rid of one of them. I'm pretty sure I heal back up to full after this encounter, so I don't really have to worry about taking damage from the Sejuani here. The opponent's still a ways off from leveling up too, so the extra damage is irrelevant. And now we drew the mini-morph, so the opponent doesn't even get to have Sejuani on board. Yuumi already has Scout. I can give Deathless to Yuumi, and that will make the unit immortal basically, because Yuumi just goes back to my hand the first time it dies. Mystic Meditation. I suppose we don't really have a lot of spells, but we have a decent amount. Champion item chest, gold chest, healer. Yeah, let's go for the Karma encounter. What's the worst that can happen? It's not like the opponent will benefit more from having 10 mana than I do. Cut the Braum. Keep the Pix, Quick Will. I'll keep the Stone Stackers as well. Oh right, we start with 10 mana. We don't need to keep such a low curve. We could have probably kept the Braum as well. Oh well. He's just doing that alongside the Karma. Just in case I'm going to play the Pix. The 2 act as a jump blocker for that unit or for the Karma. Karma is very large. Guess I can do this. And we're safe. Let's just share the spoils. I could really use a mini morph right now, but I'll make do.
Lead the way, Brooke. Wait, you've been following me?
Can do this here as well. Next turn, we'll just attack with the Nimble Poro onto the Jewel Protector, pass priority back to the opponent, and then go from there. The opponent's buffing up the Karma. If he plays another weak unit, I might just win.
Knowledge springs from many sources.
He's generating a lot of spells. And he's recalling my Poro. Womp womp. There goes my game plan. Well, I guess I can just kill him by slowly chipping away at this health total with the power, the explosive entrance. Yeah, Yuumi makes that thing immortal, so might as well use Yuumi as a way to deal damage to the opponent's Nexus. The only way this plan doesn't work out is if the opponent has any form of healing, which he might. He is in Ionia, and it generated a bunch of different spells.
We will not stand by.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just make that attack fizzle. So that amounted to nothing. And next turn I can just do the exact same thing I did last turn, where I use the unit that's empowered by the Yuumi to just deal damage to the opponent's nexus. Oh, right. The opponent has unyielding determination. Okay, that's fine. It's nothing. Defiant dance is okay. We'll just use that to get another Poro from the Braum. Then I guess I'll drop down the Mountain Goat. The quick attack doesn't matter.
Lead the way, Book. Wait, you've been following me?
This. I guess I'll go ahead and attack with everything else. We can work on leveling up Braum. Perhaps it will be relevant. We just have to hope the opponent really doesn't get another form of healing. Because if the opponent heals, I'm screwed. Let's buff up the Braum. Just in case something bad happens. And I will need to have a strong unit on the board. It's fine. Yeah, that's a whole lot of nothing. Attack with your units if you want opponent. I have an infinite blocker that is slowly and surely chipping away at your health.
Lead the way, Book. Wait, you've been following me?
And yeah, that's fine. Next turn I'll just pull the Ren Shadow Blade with the Mountain Goat. Deal 6. Then I can do this. I'll pull the Karma. Unless I can kill the opponent by doing different sort of pulling. This is 7. No, it would never be enough unless here, 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 and then we try to stack up buffs here on the Overwhelm unit. Perhaps this closes out the game. It does. Nice. Even level up the Braum, even though it's not relevant at all. Rainbow Fish, yeah, let's pick up another Rainbow Fish. Healer or Gold Chest, definitely the healer. Need to start cutting cards from our deck. And the card I want to cut is probably the Crystal Ibex. For mana 6/6 is decent, but it might not be enough. Yeah, let's cut it from the deck. Duplicate.
You want me?
Now that's going to be a challenge, especially against Poppy. And the opponents now are starting to get 2 mana at the start. I'll keep the Elixir of Iron. Keep the low curve. I'll probably have to go fixed jump block. Yeah. Opponent will start buffing up one of his units by a bunch. At least I can do quick will and threaten the opponent's board that way. The opponent doesn't even bother blocking. He knows he can just grow a single unit extremely tall.
Yeah, where? What are you looking at
We're
me
in a
for?
very bad position. Let's do Elixir of Iron into Yuumi.
Where'd we end up this time, Book? Ready, Hammer? No backing down.
We can trade here. Cycle. Let's try to keep the board as clean as possible. We take a lot of damage from the Poppy. No, Poppy is the one that's growing. We can do Yuumi. I'll use Yuumi to
Adventure.
clear 2 units here. Never mind. Never mind. Well, I guess the game's over.
Got this from a side quest. No backing down.
Because there's no way I can
Well, farted.
deal with the massive Poppy that's coming in my way.
Attacking.
Unless I get
Bigger weapon.
a... what's it called?
Back off, fatties.
Mini-morph. That's it. Unless I get mini-morph, I can't deal with the Poppy. And the Poppy is almost leveled up here as well. Let's do this here. We'll change the unit that's attached to that unit, so that next turn we can use picks to attack at least. And that thing can't block the picks. And then we'll do the Yuumi here.
Wait, Book. Wait, you've been following me?
And unless the opponent has a piece of removal for Yuumi, I think we're safe. Because Yuumi deals 9 here, or deals 6 here. That's not good. But at least I can still strike with the picks. For 10. Yep, we got there. Oh, that was a problem. We can't deal with whiteboards that also are growing a single unit. We almost lost there. Black Cleaver, does it work? I'll take it anyway. Worst case scenario, I'll drop down the Yuumi. As is. X-Core Foundry, don't want that. In my sights, I guess. It's an extra power. Spell chest, enchantment item chest. I'm traumatized by the Victor encounter, but that's the hard Victor. I'm pretty sure this is not it. Power overwhelming. Overwhelming. Oh look, they finally updated the opponent version of that power. Before it was only the units on board, then they changed it to units everywhere, but they forgot to change it for the foes version. Misfortune if power overwhelming might be too hard. Because of the way she can easily generate powder monkeys and other sorts of tokens that are cheap and small and overall pretty problematic. I guess I can do this. Quick Quill Yardle Squire. It's a nice setup to go ahead and get rid of the first few units the opponent plays. Iterative improvement on my Yardle Squire right away. I guess he gets units that are better than my Yardle Squire. We'll do this here like I planned. The Yardle Squire will be able to block into those, except the opponent doesn't even bother. You know what? I'm playing Yuumi raw, I don't care.
Ready to play, flop, and knock over some cups.
It's a 12-12 just by itself.
This the way.
I can do this. I can just
Ready, Hammer?
I'll use the Minimorph there on the Victor next turn. You can only use one X-Core here, the other one is specifically for the other Victor. Of course the opponent gets the Y-roll into Spell Shield on this Victor, why wouldn't he? Also I completely forgot that Yuumi would be shuffled back into the deck. I haven't played with the Gale Force in a while. Am I just screwed because the opponent high-rolled me with Spell Shield? Hopefully not.
You're not a hero, right?
I'm taking 10 from this too. Whatever. As long as I can play Yuumi next turn, I'll be fine. We'll do Yuumi here.
Lead the way, Book. Wait, you've been following me?
He gives the Victor more keywords. I don't care. Display another small unit. That's small enough. In fact, I can make it even smaller. Nice. Well, I almost lost there as well. Seems that the encounters are getting harder and harder finally. The last encounter might actually be challenging. Thieves' Gloves, Fledgling Telecord. You know what? This is a good longevity tool, especially with the lifesteal or the elusive. Fury and extra stats. Or more attack. More attack. We want Yuumi to be aggressive. And then to cut a card. I don't think we want to cut cards. Maybe a Lonely Poro? Yeah, let's cut a Lonely Poro. Even if it's a Poro, I still think it's the weakest one drop we have access to. And therefore, it's not really that useful. I want to keep a Yuumi. I'll probably draw Yuumi at the start. I'd much rather have a 1-drop, yeah. I have a 1-drop, I have the Fledgling Stellacorn. I'm going to need those. The opponent's kind of aggressive. Very aggressive. Arena Battlecaster, really. With the Iceborne Gauntlet.
Victory requires a sharp
Of all the things, I definitely didn't expect that. I have to play this as a unit now. The opponent's going to get double attack on his Draven.
Face me.
I take 12. Guess I can do this. Buy myself a turn. Maybe I should have kept that unit around to use Yuumi on. Yeah, that was probably the correct choice. Now I'm screwed. Unless... Never mind, never mind. I was thinking, oh, I can kill the Arena Battlecaster and get a unit back. Then I'll have 2 units on the board. And I'll be safe. But no, the opponent had a second Arena Battlecaster. So now we lose our revive. Actually, no. Just by blocking the Braum or the Draven will be safe. At least temporarily. Hopefully I can do Fledgling Stellacorn into Yuumi here.
Time for the money maker.
The opponent's almost out of cards.
We're off on a new adventure.
We'll kill this guy. We definitely need to roll these units. Can do this, buff up my units so I heal more. Let's get rid of these units because they're threatening. Wow, we're swinging the game back. I thought for sure we were gonna. There goes my unit. Well, at least we managed to get some value out of the lifesteal. Let's get some more value. And then we'll do this, I guess.
Where'd we end up this time, book?
Drop down the looping telescope. Just need stuff to generate blockers. Block here, here. And we're only taking 2 from the other units, so fine.
Now we're cooking.
One takes another one. In fact, I can kill him here. 1 and 1. Okay, the fledgling Stellacorn was massive. Without it, we wouldn't have won. We just swung a single turn by healing 20 health out of nowhere. Power Riff. That makes Yuumi easier to play. And that's what our entire deck relies on. Stabilize. Crush. I'll take the officer back up. Just to have another unit on the board. I guess we're going for the Lee Sin. We'll have a epic shop after this, so we can probably get an epic power there. And I think we will desperately need it. We probably can't get Yuumi on the down on the first turn alongside another unit. Actually, no, we can. If we get this exact setup where we draw Share the Spells and the Braum and a champion. We can also do this to get another discount by getting a Poro.
We're off on a new adventure.
Check out these.
It's fine. We'll just insta-kill that unit. Let's draw. Nothing. Just like that, the opponent's already at a third of his health. He plays Lee Sin this turn. But the thing is, I can just polymorph the Lee Sin. So yeah, he gets to attack, he gets to do the thing where he gets the resonating strikes, but I just do this even if he kills this Sting Officer with yeah, he can't even kill because it goes to 6, not 7. So the Sting Officer survives. So everything's fine. Yeah, it turns out the cost reduction was
Find a new best friend.
the best choice we could have gotten. When our deck relies this much on dropping Yuumi down. Yeah, not even that's going to save you. Yuumi's already leveled up, which means the unit she's on has Spell Shield. Stone Stacker, Spirit Stone, Resplendescent Stellacorn. You know what? Sure, let's pick that up. It's a Poro. in addition to everything else. No, none of these. Out of the gates is going to be good for us. We're going to get either a mountain goat or a quick quill, or a stone stacker is guaranteed. Ezreal, Gangplank. Ezreal with extra mana is very scary.
Wait, where are we going?
He might just kill our entire board without us even being able to return fire. Yeah, I'll keep this hand. We'll be able to drop down the Yuumi on the first turn. At least we have the fledgling Stellacorn to heal up. Let's do this. Buff up our elusive to contest the Ezreal.
Following me?
Really?
Wrong turn.
I can buff up the Ezreal self. But it's completely irrelevant. My unit has Deathless. I can just replay the Yuumi on it.
We're off on a new adventure.
He has another Ezreal in hand. He will probably play that Ezreal next turn. I'm actually going to do stone stackers first. I want to pass priority back to the opponent, yes, so that he can play his Ezreal. So that this way I can pull it with the Sting Officer. Ezreal survives because it gets to stun my units.
I brought my books. Hope that's all right.
And that might actually be what causes us to lose. Because we have no other ways to deal with the Ezreal. How close is he to leveling up? 3 out of 8. He's now going to start getting the static shocks off pretty consistently. It's fine. Let's get another unit onto the board. Because I need the blockers. Oh no. There goes my unit stats. Guess I'll throw that Poro in the way. Unless the opponent has another stun, I think I win here. Let's see if the opponent has the cards that he needs to survive. No, apparently. Let's do elusive. And if I attack with all of the elusives, it should be fine. Yeah, even if he plays that, I can just do this. Pull with my overwhelm unit, ensure that the other two elusives that don't have overwhelm get through. Nice. Now we only have to deal with Tryndamere, which might actually be... No, it's not Tryndamere, it's Gangplank. Why did I think it was Tryndamere? Oh, whatever. The first time the foe starts a round with 20 health, summon the Dreadway. So it's the upgraded Gangplank encounter. This is a fine keep. We can actually go Vix and Yuumi on the first turn. Do I still want to buff the elusive? Sure.
We're off on a new adventure.
Let's see what the opponent does in response. Okay, that's not that threatening. We can do this. We're actually... I guess we're proccing the opponent's power right away. Well, he gets set to 10, so it's not the worst thing in the world. At least he won't be able to play a Gangplank alongside it.
He's coming.
Bounty
It's
pole.
fine. Attacks with everything. I think I just do this. Double all damage dealt per spell, skills, and allies. Why are they not dealing 2 damage to my units though? Oh no, this one has Fury, that's right.
Hello there.
No, what? Sure. Let's do this. We don't need Yuumi's level up to win, I think. If I get rid of the dread weight and the opponent's power, it's basically like it didn't exist at all. So I can do this. Let's reapply the Yuumi onto the elusive.
Time, book.
Even if the opponent summons a Gangplank here, it's not going to accomplish anything. Yeah. Unfortunately, the opponent couldn't deal with the amount of pressure we were dishing out. Quick Strike Blade, Phase Aid, Furious Faithfolk. We have one last reroll. Yeah, might as well use it. And it was a mistake. Well, now my deck is objectively worse.
Naturally.
Fine. Whatever. We'll just take on Aurelion Sol with a worse deck. How hard can it possibly be? I'll keep this curve. Keep the Stellacorn, the fledgling Stellacorn, just in case. Buff up the elusive. I could have probably buffed up the mountain goat type as well, but the elusive will be better at getting damage through once the opponent starts developing large units that I can't ignore.
On foot. Surprise.
We're almost leveling that up. I'll use the shared spells to draw. Another Yuumi.
Keep your distance.
I might have too many Yuumis.
They'll never see these coming.
The opponent has a scare unit on the board. Is he going to get rid of my Sting Officer? No, but he's protecting his Senna.
Turn it against them.
I'm going to do this. I think I can
Darkness and light.
properly block here, and then I'll develop the Yuumi back for 1 mana. So it will be as if nothing changed at all. Except my unit has 1 less attack and health. Maybe I should be trying to develop the attack of my unit more. My unit is going to be pulled thanks to the Cataclysm this turn. It might be over. The opponent just got lucky with the champions he got here. I can set him to 11, then he plays Cataclysm and I lose Cataclysm and I get screwed.
For the king! To the flag!
I guess I can do this. Ensure that the Jarvan dies. Then what? You have 3 mana to work with. Can develop a rainbow fish to have another elusive. I could also just throw the Yuumi out to kill the Senna and it would work. But then Yuumi would be dead. And I don't think I want that. Let's do this here.
Where'd we end up this time, book?
Nothing. No response by the opponent. I'm going to do this. Let's chip away at the Senna's health. Maybe it will be relevant. And then let's do this.
Lead the way, book.
Replay the Yuumi onto the elusive. Oh no. That's a problem. Targonian Tailstones. I can give... I can silence something. Can also do this. Drop down the Stellacorn. Use that as a sort of way to ensure a hit next turn. This is 60.
Turn.
I have to keep this thing alive if I want to...
They'll never see
I have to keep this thing alive if I want to play Yuumi this turn. So we're doing that. We're developing Yuumi here.
On a new adventure.
Star Aurelion Sol is going to level up the next turn. But I can't really stop that from happening. We were just hoping the opponent wouldn't get an elusive champion here, which he wouldn't get because high cost champions don't really have elusive at all. And then we just do this. And we try to hope for the best. The opponent takes 13 damage here. He plays the Sky's Descent at fast speed because he has a Sen on the board. And then we have to hope he doesn't have another piece of removal. He's obliterating my Flashling Stellacorn. But I can drop down the Yuumi for its regular value.
Following me.
That doesn't work. And I use Senna to get over the edge.
Are you any good at chin scritches? Need a new shield, buddy?
Oh, that was way too close. We almost lost. But it's doable. Just win the adventure without any powers. Can't really envision doing this in a 6+ star adventure though. They're probably way too hard. Maybe some select few champions can do it, but I'm not going to try and figure it out. So yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.